Ladies and gentlemen, the Colorado Avalanche are back to being a 500 hockey team. Welcome in. This is the Burgundy and Blueline Avalanche game recap. In their first ever regular season meeting with the Utah Hockey Club, the Avalanche came away with a whopping 5-1 victory to finish out their road trip 3-0. Going over the key stats from the game, the Avalanche and the Hockey Club tied with 26 shots apiece through 60 minutes of this one. Utah did get the edge in faceoff percentage by a large margin, winning 71.9% of their faceoffs compared to the Avs' 28.1%. You know, if you're someone who thinks faceoffs really matter, this is a good game to indicate that that might not be the case. In terms of other stats, at 5v5, Utah led the Avalanche in scoring chances 22-13 and high danger chances 8-4, mostly due to the fact that the Avs were winning by 4 goals at that point. Going through the game, things started off pretty good for the Avs. They had a nice first period, were moving the puck pretty well. They struck first on another goal from Ross Colton on the power play, another one-timer as well. That really got the team going in the right direction. Mikko Rantanen had a pretty nice play on that Ross Colton goal, feeding him for that one-timer, and he'd pick up another primary assist to Cale Makar, who picked up his third goal of the season. Nikolai Kovalenko would also pick up an assist there. It was a really nice play by those three. Cale Makar just squeaked one in past Vamelka on the rush, and the Avs were really off to the races at that point. In the second period, things got a little bit sloppier for the Avs. The game got a little bit more pace to it, a little bit more back and forth. Utah wasn't able to manage much in terms of shots on goal and actual tangible chances. The few chances that the Avs did, they were able to convert. Casey Mittelstadt got the third of the game off a really nice play from Sam Malinsky. Nikolai Kovalenko would pick up his second assist on that play as well with a nice give and go up top with Malinsky. Later in the period, Ivan would pick up his first career NHL goal, filling in for Ross Colton on that top power play unit. We'll talk about Colton later and why he's out. Each team would score 1 goal apiece in the third period. Lawson Krause ended Justus Annunen shutout bid with a late breakaway goal, and then Yoel Kiviranta stayed pretty hot with another nice shot from distance, giving him his 4th goal in 3 games. This game was pretty heavily controlled by the Avalanche from the start. Like I said, their first period was very good. They were moving the puck really well. Did not give Utah a lot of chances. In the third period, things got a little bit out of hand for them, but that's because they were holding a 4-goal lead. Big takeaways from this game, I've talked about him a few times. Ross Colton did leave with another injury. He did pick up another goal, which is good, but he got slashed on the hand. With those, it's always hard to tell. You know, your hands are a very fragile part of your body, not a lot of muscle there. You can always just take a stinger there and it hurts for a little bit and you can come back. We'll see though. Wishing the best for Colton. Hopefully it's nothing too bad, especially with the injuries the Avs already have and his hot start. They really need him. As previously mentioned as well, the Avs defense was pretty good and so was their goaltending from Justus Annunen. Both of those combined for a pretty solid effort, keeping Utah to only 1 goal on 26 shots. Like I said, 8 high danger chances against. Not fantastic, but the Avs did kill 3 penalties. They are really finding their defensive structure, I feel like. They're not chasing around a whole lot, and a lot of people, myself included, might attribute that to the fact that they have a little bit more faith in the goaltender behind them with Annunen compared to Georgiev. We'll see. It could just be, you know, as the season goes on, they're making these adjustments. I'm not sure when we'll see Georgiev in another game, especially if Annunen keeps holding teams to 2 goals or less. It's going to be hard to give up the net at that point. But we will see. Offensively, it wasn't particularly pretty. They started off really well. I thought their puck movement in the offensive zone in the first period was some of the best I've seen it. They were attacking the triangle of defenders constantly, finding lanes, finding players. It was a very effective period for them with the cycle and everything, and they were able to capitalize on it. It fell off a little bit as the game went on. They got a little bit more erratic with the puck, lots of turnovers, but I didn't think it was terrible by any means, especially with this lineup and with Colton going out. There was a little bit of messiness and everything. It's fine. It's really, as long as you score enough goals to get by. They scored 5 goals in this game. They didn't get a lot of chances, but that's okay. They made the ones that they got count. I still think they were the better team in this game in pretty much every facet of the game, and I don't think these stats would look nearly the same if they didn't have such a large lead at the end of the second period. So I don't think there's anything to be worried about there. The depth scoring is really the focus of this game. Mittelstadt scores a goal at 5v5 from that line, and Kiviranta also scores a goal at 5v5. Ivan also obviously scores a goal, but he's with the first power play unit. Count that for what you will. There's not a whole lot much you can ask for from the Avalanche given their current limitations and given just how well they played today. They've gone 3-0 in this road trip. They're back to 500. They have a back-to-back with Chicago and Ottawa coming up. It's reverse that, Ottawa and Chicago. But I think the few things that they could just focus on is controlling the puck a little bit better. Like I said, their first period was very good. The second and third got a little bit sloppy. The third period was a little bit more excusable than the second. That second line of Casey Mittelstadt, Nikolai Kovalenko, and Logan O'Connor has definitely been one of the bright spots for the Avs, especially for their depth. They haven't been producing a whole lot of points tonight. They obviously finally got one. You're not expecting a whole lot from Kovalenko and O'Connor in terms of production, especially them playing such heavy minutes against quality competition. It's a little bit over their head, but they've been playing well. Kovalenko, like I said, picked up 2 points. O'Connor got pretty dang close to getting a few today. It's just a matter of time before they start potting some. But they're doing good hockey. They're controlling possession. Those three work really well together. They are all very hard on pucks, and they make life very hard for the other team. They're all very responsible defensively too, and they all have at least that small touch of puck skill to make it like work a little bit in the offensive zone, especially if you have a Cale Makar there kind of running the show. But now we're going to get into the headliners from today's game. These are going to be the best players that I picked from tonight's game. This will range from game to game. If the Avs suck, I might pick one guy. I might pick no guys if they really suck. In a night like this, I could pick like 5, 6, 7 guys. I liked a lot of guys. Jussi Sandinen, obviously, it's pretty clear he's just been that guy for the Avs in net. He hasn't faced like a whole lot of like, oh my God, he's just bailing his team out chances, but he's faced some tough chances and he's swallowed them up. Obviously, I don't really love his goaltending on that breakaway. He doesn't really react very well to the Krause move, but it's 1 goal on 26 shots and it's a breakaway. It's really going to be hard to nitpick that. I'm not entirely sure when they're going to give him a break. I kind of didn't think he'd play yesterday or today, but he did, and he clearly earned the net, and it's been really nice to watch, especially after how long they kind of kept him on the sidelines for 2 performances that I wouldn't really hold it against him, considering he was coming in cold, but he's been good now, and that's what matters. We'll see how long he can kind of ride this wave. Next up, I had Cale Makar. He was pretty good tonight. He was really dictating play in the offensive zone. Defensively, he was solid. I've seen a lot of people being like, he's bad at defense. He's not. He's just not bad at defense. If you watch Cale Makar, he's just not bad at defense. I'm sorry. And it's been nice. He's been playing a lot of minutes with these other lines, and I think he's kind of as they're starting to find their groove, he's starting to find his groove a little bit. There were some concerns about him without Nathan MacKinnon and Mikko Rantanen, but really I think those are overblown, especially as of right now. He's off to a really hot start. Only picked up 1 point today, but it was a goal. It was a nice little play, as I mentioned earlier. He had like 5 shots in the first period or something that they said. He was all over the place. He was really buzzing offensively tonight. So another great night for Cale Makar. Nikolai Kovalenko, like I said, 2 assists. He was going all over the ice tonight. He was a menace. As he always is, but with the puck, he felt very confident. He's older for a rookie, but he's definitely a lot different than the rookies we've seen, even the guys on his team. He knows what he's doing. He's finally gotten used to the Avs system. We saw him in those 2 games against Winnipeg, and he wasn't great. He didn't start off the season particularly hot, but he wasn't bad either. He was perfectly fine, but now he's really starting to find the groove. It didn't really take him that long, to be completely honest. He's getting those points, and he's so close to a goal. There was definitely some worry with him before the season about will he actually stick in the NHL, especially given those 2 games we saw and how little Bednar trusted him. But Bednar clearly trusts him just fine now because he's putting him on the first line. He's playing top 6 minutes now, obviously with the second line consistently. I think Kovalenko will definitely be a guy for the Avs this year, especially once he gets that. I think once he gets that first goal, he's really going to take off production-wise. I mean, he's already producing pretty well so far. So that's definitely an encouraging thing for him, especially once guys start getting healthy. You'll definitely see him stick around in the lineup. And then we got Howler's homie of the game. We'll workshop that one a little bit. I just kind of came up with that one because I realized I didn't have one for like the guy of the game. But obviously, Ivan, they gave the hat to him as well. Got his first NHL goal. He's been pretty good this year. He's a little bit more of an understated guy. He's a bottom 6 guy. He doesn't have the puck skill like a Kovalenko does. But he's a smart hockey player. He works hard. He knows what he's doing. He's a good skater, and he really earned that first goal. I was kind of surprised that he was the first guy caught up to the first line. Not anything against him, but I feel like, they've tried Kovalenko before. It didn't go terribly, but I didn't want to break up that second line. And Ivan stepped in just fine. Obviously, he only played like a period and a half, but he scored a goal. It was a nice goal. That's a pretty solid first career goal for Ivan. Shout out to him. Definitely looking forward to seeing him. He definitely could stick around for the rest of the year, as well as Kovalenko. My dogs of the game, there's a few. Miles Wood, I thought, was just an animal tonight. He didn't have the mistakes that you usually see, and he was really hounding those Utah defenders. He was going after him. I was really impressed with Miles Wood. He had some chances. He was looking good. He was flying all over the ice. I'm always going to be partial to Miles Wood. He's one of the guys I like to see, and especially when on those games where he isn't making those big mistakes, he's not doing dumb stuff. I like to see him. Mikko Rantanen, also 2 assists. He played pretty well tonight. He definitely looked really engaged, was very active physically, was really good at reading the puck. For a guy who started off the season with 3 goals, he's still producing more than fine, but it's kind of crazy that he hasn't really, I don't think he has scored a goal since, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see when he starts potting them. If he's going to keep feeding guys as well as he has, I mean, you can't really complain about it. His vision and passing ability has just been on lock lately. Really quick, Yoel Kiviranta, I'll throw him in the dogs. I thought he was pretty good tonight. He made some nice defensive plays, as he always does. But my God, he's on fire right now. And also he laid the crap out of Juuso Välimäki, which, I mean, who on the Avs didn't tonight? I don't know what Juuso Välimäki did to deserve that. It was kind of hilarious. I kind of felt bad. Either way, Kiviranta definitely deserves some acknowledgement for his game tonight. So like I said, the Avs are back to 500, looking to finally get a winning record on the season. They got a back-to-back with Ottawa and Chicago on Sunday and Monday, both at home. Those are pretty rare, so the Avs could definitely take advantage of those 2 teams if they keep playing the way that they do. We'll see who gets the net for one of those. If you were paying attention earlier, Kaapo Kähkönen did get sent down to the Eagles for a conditioning stint, so I doubt we'll see him at either of those 2 games. He'll probably get one in Calgary, which is where the Eagles are going. We'll probably see Georgiev back in. We'll see if he can pick up his play a little bit, especially now that Annunen has really started to kick it into gear. Maybe it'll light a fire under Georgiev. I'm sure whichever one plays whichever one of those games. We'll see. It's a good chance for the Avs to finally get a winning record. They have the ability to do it against both of those teams. Ottawa is obviously a strong team offensively. We'll see how that goes. Chicago is still a little bit towards the bottom, but, they always will give the Avs some fits at least once a year. So we'll see if the Avs can take care of business both of those games. I should be with you guys after each of those games. Make sure you guys do subscribe to this channel. We're going to be doing some podcasts, but mostly it's going to be this short form content. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. My first one of the season, finally got a chance to do it. Happy to see the Avs not with a losing record. That was definitely a fun game. Not how I expected it to go, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Avalanche content. We're trying to work on a website to get some written content up there for you guys. So keep an eye on that, and we'll see you guys on Sunday. Bye, everybody.